Well, 2022 has been a difficult year for many. NBC's Kate Snow, however, takes a look back at some of the good moments we've had throughout the year. Moments that celebrated accomplishments as well as celebrating each other and highlighting hope. Take a look as we go to break.
This year, there was so much to celebrate. Special moments.
Like when the whole school surprised this student in Michigan singing his favorite song, the national anthem.
So, what would you say is the bigger message for all of us?
If we can learn anything from these kids, it's just to, I think kindness matters.
In Houston, tears of joy from two brothers surprised with a newly remodeled house. Their community rebuilding after the boys lost both parents.
When you walked in the house a month ago, what did you think, Julian?
I was honestly lost for words. I didn't think that there would be, these really good people who would do all this stuff.
There were heroes among us.
When your kid has differences, you just want them to be accepted.
The man who traveled from England, donating life-saving bone marrow to a retired New York firefighter.
We kind of bonded right away, and it's hard to describe to meet the person that's responsible for you still being here.
The first responders who put on this parade for a little boy with leukemia.
To see that moment of happiness was like pure joy for us.
The police department who took this girl to kindergarten. A tribute to her late father, who was on the force.
We honored educators.
Miss O'Connell, who's here on the board on the aircraft, who was my favorite teacher ever. I love you.
Capturing the emotional moment, an airline agent spotted a favorite teacher she hadn't seen in more than 30 years.
You made my day.
And one of the things that we're going to focus on today is gratitude.
In New Mexico, this teacher inspiring her class to express gratitude to those who helped them.
I'm so thankful for all you do for our family. With all my love, your granddaughter, Lordy Lou.
Lourdes, we love you.
Resulting in hug after hug after emotional hug.
There were stories of fierce determination. We met wrestler Adonis Latimer after he won the Virginia State Championship.
It meant that all the hard work that I put in was meant something in the end.
Airborne and in for the touchdown.
Football player Rashad White says it was his longtime mentor from Big Brothers Big Sisters of America who helped him achieve his NFL dream.
I love you, broski.
I love you too, broski.
There were so many moments when competition gave way to compassion.
Maddie, what do you love most about the guys on your team?
They cheer my name on it.
We were there for when the hard work paid off.
Tamia Clark, following in her father's footsteps, officially becoming an Army officer.
When I raised my hand to do the salute, I lost all my military bearing and tears are running out my eyes. And I just pulled her to me because I just wanted to hold her before I had to let her go.
Women in the military making sacrifices for their family. This military mom traveled from overseas to surprise her son.
I love this little boy to death.
And we were there when a World War II veteran finally got a trip to see his beloved Buffalo Bills. But he was the star of the game.
I can't believe all this is for me.
Often it was the younger generation leading the way.
In Indiana, students cut their hair to help kids with cancer.
Having the feeling that you're helping somebody live a better life, it's such a great feeling.
That right there is my dad's grandpa.
The Minnesota Scout who got a monument to veterans built in his town.
On New York's Long Island, these teens left their own high school graduation to help fight a fire.
I'm definitely leaving. Without any hesitation, I'm out of here.
Leaving your own graduation?
Yeah. We just take off running down the field, and everyone, all the parents are cheering us on.
And the young Ukrainian choir that came all the way to New York, bringing Grand Central Terminal to a standstill.
And bringing Carnegie Hall to its feet.
With their chorus of hope for the year ahead.